Well, hello, good evening. Welcome to a special edition of Fresh Sports Show. Pardon the music, the intro music. Having the technical difficulties getting the music up there, so bear with me with that for the next go around. But still gonna have a good show. Episode 123. Gonna be recapping NBA Finals Game 1. It might as well. Just Game 2 is gonna be starting tonight. Might as well preview what's going to take place tonight. So, without further ado, because I didn't really get to clear up, what took place from the Heat and Celtics series. Heat, heartbreaking loss, Game 6, from Derek White tipping layup at the buzzer. Forcing Game 7, Monday, holiday, Memorial Day. And NBA makes their money when the games go 7. They hit the big bucks when the games go 7. So that was all love for the NBA. When it's sweet, they ain't making too much money off of that. That's how it goes. And then when it's 7, the series goes 7 across the boards for the playoff game. NBA they make their monies off of that, and it being the holiday on top of that. So that was more than merry. So Game 7, Heat took that 103-84 over the Celtics. Game 7, Jimmy Butler was doing his thing, 28 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Martin had 26 points, 10 rebounds. Bam, he chipped in with 12 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. And for Jason Tatum, he only had 14 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. Jaylen Brown, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. And White had 18 points down. Jason Tatum, he first possession of the game for the offense, Celtics, he sprained his ankle. But the Heat came out locked in. They was not playing around. They was engaged, aggressive. They was on point. And like they were saying, the coach was saying, they ready to play right now immediately after the Game 6 loss. So they were just inspiring and fired up. So I definitely was disappointed with the turnover twins, the turnover brothers. Because Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, the boys be turning the ball over, and just they got to work on the handle, the decision making, being smarter and stronger with the basketball in their hands. Of course, every player got things they want to work on, but those are definitely the major things. Them both two got to work on. Not just dribbling with the basketball, but the decision making and being strong with the ball. Obviously in traffic, and guys, and sometimes it's not even just guys, creating turnovers for the defense side. They, bouncing the ball off their leg and, just doing things like that. Unforced turnovers, we would say. So they got a lot of work on. Obviously, the Celtics is bringing Coach Mazzulla back and all that. They would like to, Brad Stevens was saying they would like to bring Jaylen Brown back. That's a lot paying, 2 players, $600 million plus for 2 players. That's a lot, but this day and age, I think those 2 players is worth it, and the cap is going to only continue to be going up, and that's going to just look like a, typical deal, because that obviously the cap's going to go up, and there's going to be some other 2 players on the team that's going to break that. Now, let's talk about what took place. Game 1, NBA Finals. NBA Finals is here. It's time to finally crown the champion at the 7-game series. Game 1, can we break down? Denver Nuggets is simply just too big for the Heat. Simple as that. Across the board. Halftime, Nuggets up 59-42 over the Heat. Butler 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. That ain't gonna be suffice enough. You need much more than that. Time to crown the champion. You want to be a champion, you need to be aggressive. You want to be evaluating things, letting other players cook. No, they need to win because they got Jimmy Butler as far as the Heat wise. You doing stuff like that at the half, you ain't going to have no chance to win in no game. Now, Bam, 16 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists at the half. That was great. But you need Jimmy to become alone too. You need both of them guys to be bringing it every game for them to have a chance. To even have a chance to be in the game. We ain't saying to win, just to have a chance to be in the game. The 2 guys, the players need to bring it every game. Joker, He had 10 points, 10 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal at the half. Murray, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. He's going off, and then Gordon was going off at the half, 14 points, 5 rebounds. Nuggets, Nuggets blew the Heat out at the start of the third quarter, but eventually the Heat started turning around, making it, making it a little bit respectable of a game. They even got it down in the fourth quarter. They got it down to 9 points, and was it 2 minutes and some change to go, but the Heat not being aggressive, driving to the rack, only 2 free throws attempts. That's a record for the NBA Finals with the lowest field goal attempts. They was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Not being aggressive, not driving to the rack and going strong. That's what that tells you. Just like the other series in the playoffs, teams crying, jump shooting teams like the Warriors, crying about not getting free throws. When you jacking up all these three point shots and you're not going on top of that, you're not going driving to the bucket, to the paint, to the basket aggressive. You're just driving and kick out and not being aggressive looking to score. You're not getting no foul calls. So that's just where that's at with that. The Nuggets took off. The game was over. Nuggets 104-93 over the Heat. Nuggets took game 1. Aaron Gordon talking a little bit after the game, talking about he can't wait to tell his grandkids one day that how he was locking up Jimmy Butler and locking up Kevin Durant and LeBron James and stuff like that. Now all these guys is over 34 plus. This young fella in the 20s, we understand. You're getting them on the right side of 30 and you getting them on the wrong side of 30 and you on the right side of 30. We understand. We get how to go, but he's trying to elaborate and say, it's a team effort and all that stuff. You know it's a team effort. You know it's a team effort. And especially with the LeBron James thing, you already know LeBron James 38 years old. If you was doing the prime James, if you doing LeBron James 5 years ago, 4 years ago, you see what I'm saying? So we not even gonna do that. We're not even gonna do that. And Kevin Durant, he ain't, we don't know, he ain't been the same since the injuries, but he definitely could shoot that thing. Obviously not at the high clip like he is accustomed, but because of the injuries pulling. But you're not doing nothing with those type of players. So that was just a little interesting nugget that came out to the game. Let me run through some other notes before we discuss preview game 2. Get my thoughts on game 2. Obviously, since the Nuggets took game 1, obviously clearly comfortable the whole game, with no wavering in anything that the Nuggets was doing or feeling like they was going to drop that game. They was locked in. Referee, because Eric Lewis, I didn't get to talk about this. A burner count allegedly has a burner count discussing things. The defendant, NBA referees and himself wishes you violates league rules, so he's suspended. Well, not suspended. He's under investigation. Obviously, won't be refereeing these games in the final, even though he was one of the referees that was selected for the finals. Listen, I don't. It's league rules. You violate that. To me personally, it ain't no big deal. It is what it is. It depends on what he was saying. Warrants those actions. But if he just saying things to the fact that, oh, we're doing a good job out here, we're doing the best we can, and things of that nature. Even though violate league rules, it's. I think it should just be pertaining to what they say. But hey, you got to make sure everything's in the up and up with all participants involved on the with the action. So, other NBA news: 76ers hire Nick Nurse as their coach. Not liking that too much because I don't know. Only my notes I didn't get nothing saying that Nick Nurse and Joel Embiid had a conversation. I'm not sure what too much of their relationship is like because they in the media they make sure they they don't have that good of a relationship with each other, taking shots with each other back and forth. So maybe they had a conversation, and anything short of him having a conversation with obviously the superstar player on the team, I don't see it working. But Nick Nurse, I like him as coach. Like I said, as long as he had that conversation with Joel Embiid. Also, record-breaking numbers. Detroit Pistons, Detroit basketball, shut them up, got Jalen Rose. Hire Monty Williams, record-breaking numbers, 6 years, 78.5 million for a head coach. They're trying to change the culture there and trying to create a winning culture over there. So I ain't mad at that. Also, Warriors and Bob Myers agreed to part ways and doing their own thing. It's pretty much Bob Myers saying that things just ran its course and it's just time for everybody to move on. Pretty much. Also wanted to get into some horse racing news. Obviously, we know all the deaths that's going on in the horsing world is crazy. Churchill Downs cracking down on the Kentucky Derby, implements new safety measurements. Obviously, in the wake of 12 recent horse deaths, and just trying to crack down. Even another event is suspending and things until they get to the bottom of it. So, because obviously all these horse deaths it's something to be paying attention to and cracking down and seeing why all these horses are getting over-exhorted with the training, things of that nature. I didn't really like to touch on this too much, but I got to touch on it because it involves my guy, and actually hand in hand with another one of my guys. Shout out to Club Shannon Sharp. He's agreed to a buyout to be departing ways from FS1 Fox Sports, Undisputed, and going to be doing his own thing. Him and his Club Shay podcast as well, taking parts. Separating. We all know this. I can't wait to get the guests on to address this situation. But the tension that was going on between him and Skip Bayless. I don't know the other things that's involved, but obviously Skip, that's his show. I mean, everything. Producer. The host, everything that the whole thing is that's Skip's show. But Shannon's rising. He's rising. He's shining. He's doing his thing, and we understand. Skip not liking that and trying to keep him, trying to keep dimming his light per se. And no, don't try to dim my light. Trying to shine my light down, turn my light off to keep yours being brighter. Shannon Sharp, he's it. He's what's popping. He's relatable. He's part of the culture. He's well accoladed. We understand the journalism and being a reporter and all the sports analyst that Skip is, but at the end of the day, those sports figures that actually play, they garnish a whole lot level of not just simply just respect, but just admire. To people admire them. Obviously, for the great things that they done, whatever field of play, and then on top of being a commentator, being in media on top of that, and then doing other things. He obviously got the drink, the Portuguese, and just doing different things, being at the events, pulling up to the basketball games and things of that nature. The people will relate to you more, and they generate with you more. He knows he moves the needle. They aware of that, and it's just good to see he's doing his own thing. But I'm interested to see if he's going to go to cable network or do the YouTube thing, because he seemed like an unfiltered guy. But I know my man Stephen A. Smith, shouting him out on his podcast, letting him know that pretty much that he was the one driving that show, and he got a brother in him. He got somebody that's there for him by any means necessary, whether he wants to come and join the show or not. He's there to help by any means, and that's big love on Stephen A. Smith. I definitely love my man Stephen A. Smith for doing that. That's definitely a good look. So I'm interested, just like everybody else, to see Shannon Sharp's next move. Club Shay on But we already know you already got the blueprint figured out. Like you say, you lost that man, but you gonna get it right back tenfold, and you already got things that you already brewing and working on. It's already it's already it's being prepared to be cooked and bubble up and marinate and all that good stuff. So, want to move on to some other news. Pretty much gonna address the Scottie Pippen situation. I don't like how he's coming at Michael Jordan. Yeah, I didn't really want to go here, but yeah, maybe you upset that his son is dating your ex-wife. We understand that. We get that. We understand you be harboring some bad feelings that you signed off on the Last Dance and how, I guess how certain parts made you look. Don't do that. Just Scottie Pippen, don't do that. I definitely can't wait to have somebody here to address the situation too. But Scottie Pippen, you're supposed to be better than that. Don't do it. Y'all both won the windows without each other. And no, you never was gonna be Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is one of the greatest of all time. You're not that. You definitely could be great in your own right, but there's levels to this thing. And not to say it like that, but you definitely went on for a hell of a ride. Not only just with everything Michael Jordan was doing, winning the rings, stuff, endorsements and stuff that he was helping set you and line you up with, and giving you advice, telling you not to sign certain contracts with the team, but you want to disregard it, do the Carmelo Anthony thing and say, no, I need this guaranteed bread, I need this money right now, instead of holding off and waiting, betting on yourself. And then even the Nike thing, after the fact, you could have found a way to get yourself a long lifetime contract with Nike, and you only want to listen to Michael Jordan on that, just things of that nature. So, Scottie Pippen, just fall back. You ain't got nothing going on for yourself. We understand it. Your son, buried in the Lakers G League somewhere, and I don't know what else you got going on, but you just need to focus on those businesses that represent clearly, because the sports commentary and media thing, this ain't your thing, and you just trying to do something to have your name generate and everything. You definitely tarnishing that Bulls Pippen 33 jersey name. You definitely that's definitely what you're doing. Can't forget about those Air Pippins too. We're gonna be wrapping this up shortly. Got a couple of things I want to address in the NFL, the NFL rule before I get out of here. Also, NFL gets they grow in their cardiac arrest safety department. Obviously, in the wake of Damar Hamlin collapse, they have a whole medical organization and also doing things to help expand their groups to help with the cardiac arrest. Works like from what they're saying, pretty much I guess across the nation, across the USA. So that's good that the NFL is doing that, because that needs to be reached at all the levels across the board. And also on NFL news, Tom Brady definitely reiterated that he's staying retired. He's focusing on the family, and obviously he's grateful, lifelong dream to be a partial owner of an NFL team with the Las Vegas Raiders, and his broadcasting with the Fox in the future. Also, Mark Jackson, shout out to him. He been calling since the first game. He's calling his 15th NBA Finals, the most all time for a black game analyst in any major sports championship event. So I just want to congratulate Mark Jackson. Mama, there goes that man, Lordy, Lordy. He got 40. So I know his catchphrases and everything that he do. So yeah, definitely congratulate him. Yeah, we getting up out of here. Before I wanted to go, ABC, 8 p.m. coming on real soon. About an hour or so. Heat at Denver Nuggets, Mile High. Game 2. People saying that the Mile High, the air being thin up there is real. They saying all that good stuff. I don't know if it, from personal experience, or what I do know is they got to play through it. They got to get one at the Mile High. They got to get one. They don't have home court advantage, so they got to play through and fight through it. They got to get one. I think that he probably still this game 2. I had he getting game 1, but that didn't work out well. I don't see the Heat going down 0-2 because they know it's over. For them to have any chance for this to go, 6 games. I predicted this to go to game 6. Nuggets in 6 games. But for Heat to have any chance, they definitely got to get this game 2 at the Mile High tonight. So I got the Heat still in it tonight. We're gonna recap this game 2 and stay tuned for that. Everybody locked in. Game 2, NBA Finals, Heat at Denver Nuggets. Let's go. We're gonna let this cook, let it marinate, let it bubble up. Stay tuned for some more episodes of Fresh Sports Show. We out.